And a touchdown for the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
Hey all, Rick here from Hamilton Sports Central with a very juicy one. This time we're going to take a look at all 9 CFL grades during the report card that each CFL player. Last year there was 419, I believe it was. This year there was only like 300 something players that were surveyed. We're going to look at each team, grades, comments, whatnot, and see how well they did against other teams. So let's get started. So this came out yesterday. This is Thursday. I'm recording this. So this came out Wednesday. So before we dip into that, let's take a look at each category. So we're going to go up and look at each category and grades, but we're going to explain kind of the explanation under each category. Coaching staff. Players were asked about the relationship with their head coach, coaching staff, video staff, their team activity scheduling, and their adherence to the CBA provisions, including those related to padded practices and practice times. Football operations. Players were asked about their relationship with team management, contract negotiations, and contracts or access to necessary tools, resources needed for success. Ownership and football ops. Players were asked about their relationship with team presidents and ownership, as well as their access to resources as it pertains to off-the-field matters, such as housing, work permits, and appearance opportunities, etc. So I'm assuming that has to do with the marketing of the players. Facilities and equipment. Players were asked about the overall facility conditions, if they were considered to pay for necessary football equipment, including gloves, mouth guards, cleats, if they were given an appropriate helmet choice, and the condition of their ensued equipment, and about the general knowledge and helpfulness ability of their equipment staff. Therapy and medical staff. Players were asked if their club had equated levels of medical staff, if their therapy was offered at equated times in and out of season, and their perceived quality of care, about the availability of massage and therapeutic or practic therapy. Strength and conditioning. Players were asked about the quality of their club workout programs and the ability and expertise of the strength and conditional coach. Nutrition and diet. Players were asked what meals their club provided and the quality of their meals, if they were charged for those meals, and the availability of club dietitian and the quality and quantity of the nutrition supplements provided. Team travel. Players were asked about the quality of their team's travel arrangements, if the timing of flights allowed for post-game rest, recovery, about reimbursement for any travel-related expenses. Training camp. Sorry. Players were asked about the quality of their housing during training camp, about the quality of their meals during training camp, Was rest and recovery prioritized? If their club adhered by CBA practice time and padded practice requirements during training camp? Treatment of families. Players were asked if their club offered services and support for partners and children, including assistance with securing housing, childcare, medical, and mental health services. If family game day facilities were provided. Okay, before we get into the key takeaways, let's look at the grades. Okay, BC was B plus in coaching staff, C minus or C in football operations, C minus in ownership and business operations, C minus in football and equipment facilities, B minus in therapy and medical, B in strength conditioning, F in nutrition and diet. My God, what are they feeding them in BC? C plus in team travel, C minus in training camp, and D plus in treatment of families. Calgary was B minus for coaching staff, B for football ops, C plus for ownership and business operations, B for facility and equipment, D plus for therapy and medical staff, C for conditioning, strength and conditioning, B for nutrition and diet, B for team travel, B minus for training camp, and D plus for treatment of families. Edmonton, B for coaching staff, C plus for football operations, C for ownership and operations, A minus for facility and equipment, C for therapy and medical staff. Strength and conditioning was a B. Nutrition and diet is C minus. A plus for travel, C plus for training camp, and B for treatment of families. Here comes the good one, our beloved Ticats. B minus for B for coaching staff, A for football ops, B plus for ownership and business operations, A for facility and equipment, B plus for therapy and medical staff, A for strength and conditioning, B plus for nutrient and diet, which no one else had anything higher than a B plus, A minus for team travel, A for training camp, and B for treatment of families. So overall, Hamilton has the best grades across. Montreal, A minus for coaching staff, B for football ops, D plus for ownership and business operations. Okay, so let's see what that was. We're asked a relationship with team president and ownership, as well as their access to resources as it pertains to off-field matters such as housing, work permits, and appearance. Okay, so they must not have very good housing or appearance. C for therapy and medical staff, B minus for strength and conditioning, B minus for nutrition and diet, C plus for team travel. So it's got to be the worst travel. Them and BC have the worst team travel. B minus for training camp, and F for treatment of family. So let me tell you, I get that people are happy with Davis Alexander and the way that Montreal's playing. If I was a CFL player and I found out that Montreal treated my families last year like a piece of shit with an F, I definitely would not be signing with Montreal. Ottawa has a C in coaching staff, which is why you've seen a lot of changes in their coaching staff. C minus in football ops, there's changes in that too. C minus in ownership, I don't know if there's changes in that, but it clearly shows. B minus in equipment and facilities, B. B in therapy and medical staff. D plus in strength and conditioning. That's the lowest grade in strength and conditioning, so they got it. I'm sure they'll be changing that. Nutrition and diet is the C plus. B plus in team travel, C in training camp, and C with treatment. I would say probably a C plus, B minus would be my feelings for treatment of families. Anything below a C plus, no. I'm sorry, I could not do that. Saskatchewan, A minus in coaching staff, A minus in football ops, ownership and business operations B, football or facilities and equipment B, therapy and medical staff B, strength and conditioning A minus, nutrition diet B minus. Then you have team travel A, training camp A minus, and treatment of family C. So Saskatchewan is in second. Toronto coaching staff. There is no wonder why there was a big change in coaching staff in Toronto this year. They got a D plus, C plus in football ops, C plus in ownership and business operations, C plus in facilities and football equipment, A in therapy and medical staff, A minus in strength and conditioning, B in nutrition and diet, A in team travel, B minus in training camp, and B minus in treatment of family. Just give me one moment here. Winnipeg, B plus in coaching staff, B in football ops, B minus in ownership and business operations, B plus in equipment, B plus in therapy and medical staff, B in strength and conditioning, B nutrition and diet, B in team travel, C in training camp, and B in treatment and family. So all the reds are down. The grade went down. All the greens, the grades went up. So I would say, other than the two for Winnipeg, Winnipeg's basically a B average team. So let's go take a look. So there was 381 players who shared their experience regarding the team's conditions. Let's take a look at the comments. Now it doesn't say who. This is just comments that players decide to give it on anonymously. While parents were paid, we were extremely under the market rate and were not paid for travel time. Small meals on the plane after the game. Overall nutrition of our team was very below par and what it should be for a professional football team. This needs a major improvement. Nutrition is 99% on the team or on the players here. New S&C has been given the biggest improvement year over year. So that's probably the strength and conditioning. Strength and conditioning. Okay, so let's go to Calgary. The training room needs more therapists and ATs. The training room needs to be open a little longer after practice is over and lifts are done. Understandable. The club improved their nutrition and food and amenities in the players' lounge. It all came together well. Edmonton. Terrible rehab planning and extremely inconsistent. Lack of use feedback in order to progress from being injured. Lack of treatment to both injured and non-injured players. Okay, that could understand why there may have been a lot of injured players in Edmonton this year, I'm assuming. Food before and after practice was the best it's been in years, but you have to pay for it. Definitely, if food before practice and after practice, I'd be going home and eating. If I'm paying for it, I'm eating my own groceries. The hotel in Edmonton is unacceptable. The accommodations for visiting players was the most committed issue amongst the survey memberships in 2025. Saskatchewan. The issues with the community appearance money, issues with multiple players, appearance appearances were not offered at the rate expected, super slow. Great improvement in nutrition, coaching, family events, strength training, and so many improvements. Strength and conditioning staff really leveled up. Winnipeg. We wore pads almost every single day of training camp, as well as had 0 days off in training camp. They upgraded our travel. They've upgraded our eating area. They've upgraded our player lounge. They have added an additional training therapist or athletic therapist. Our club provides babysitting during home games and post-game food, which is staffed after home games in our suite area. Toronto. The practice field is not the best. It is city-run and not maintained well. We sometimes have to travel further to practice, sometimes over 20 minutes. Our workout gear are provided is poor quality and does not meet professional football standard, in my opinion. Also, the lack of team gear given to us caused the players to spend their own money. Geargos have one of the best medical therapy staff in the league. Hamilton, my club ranked highest last year and still elected to make improvements. This club is the class of the CFL and goes beyond the Call of Duty. They even hosted Thanksgiving dinner for the players and their families. Ottawa. Not given the opportunity to earn community appearance money, not many off-season appearance opportunities. Training campus in Kingston is not practical. The facility and lunchroom were too far to walk to from dorm room. The shuttles they were running were not convenient at all and were not always available. That added much stress to parts of training camp that were not necessary. Our equipment staff is always extremely helpful and provides their best ability to get their best abilities to get players what players need and request point players in the right direction. Best group by far. Montreal. Family support and treatment on game day is non-existent and, in my opinion, needs the most improvement out of any category. Not enough trainers and attention to detail, lack of machines to work and are up to date. Let's see here. Tubes are consistently broken, not at the right temperatures, or maintained for the entire team to use. Training rooms need a lot more work to keep up professional standards. So those are the comments. Key takeaways. Strength and conditioning members reported continued improved in strength and conditioning programs, available resources at many clubs. Nutrition and diet programs reviewed more positively across teams with better access to food, planning, and support throughout the season. Non-football services and appearance accommodation. Members continue to raise concerns around the accessibility and opportunity for non-football related services, including appearance money. This is contractually obligated items that in some cases are not consistently delivered. Many members noted that the athletic therapy department are often understaffed and would be benefit from additional resources, improved communications to properly support player health and safety. Many members noted serious concerns with the accommodations while playing in Edmonton. This was the most commented issue from members across the 2025 Report Card survey. So, what is, out of all fans that watch this, what is your team's thoughts on their grades that they're given? Obviously, there's room for improvement on other teams' trades. And if you could picture in the future, what grades would you give your team, or could you see your team having next year? Well, obviously not every team's going to have A's. We know that. Could you see some grades going up? Could you see some grades going down? It'll be interesting to see, but I do appreciate everyone for stopping by and watching this video on the report cards. This is Rick from Hamilton Sports Central, and have yourself a great rest of your day.